Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new on my channel, then welcome. Today's video is another makeup tutorial which was requested, and this is a look that I was wearing in my Storytime video. It's using the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette. Let's get into the video. So if you guys want to see how to get this look, then keep on watching. Okay, let's start, shall we? So first things first, I'm going to spritz my face with some MAC Fix Plus. I have been loving doing this recently. My skin is already moisturized, but this just gives it that extra nice refreshness before going in with makeup, and I love it. I forgot to wash my beauty blender. Okay. BRB. As always, I like to start with priming the eyelids, so I'm going in with the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Vanilla. And I'm just covering up my whole lid area because I don't want any unevenness showing through from the eyeshadow. Just like so. And then I'm going to also use the Catrice Camouflage Cream Concealer in the Wake Up Effect underneath my eyes, because those dark circles are not going to disappear on their own. So we need some help in that department. And we also want to set down the concealer that we just put on the eyelids. So I'm using the L'Oreal Nude Magique BB powder in the shade Light. As you can see, this powder is dearly loved. I've dug into this with a passion. And now we can jump into this little thing. Well, okay, so not actually little at all. It's massive. It's huge. It's bigger than my face. And the first shade that I'm laying down is Charm. I'm taking a clean, yes, I washed my brushes, 228 by Zoeva. I tapped that in the pan twice. You do get some kickback. It's really nothing too bad, and they don't really fall on the cheeks, which I love. I'm just dusting that in the crease and also blending it slightly upwards towards the brow. Really, this look is nothing very creative yet. Again, it's very, very simple, and I just did it because I really wanted to try out the shade Fetish, which is the main color on my eyelid. By the way, guys, did you like the last video? I really hope you guys liked it, because I personally was pissing my pants laughing when I was editing it, and I kept thinking to myself, like, is this as funny to other people as it is for us? Well, probably not, because, you know, it almost feels like an inside thing, you know? I mean, we all have that one friend who we just constantly keep talking nonsense with, and we have so much fun and we laugh like crazy, but no one else understands what the joke is about, you know? Like that kind of vibe. And I very much have that with Rosie. It was hilarious to us, this video. It was so much fun. Okay, one eye is way more orange than the other eye, so I'm gonna have to fix that. I always take my shadows quite far up, but you don't have to do that if your eye shape is different. Once you have the orange shade built up in the crease and also blended and faded out on the outer edges, you can go in with the main shade. I'm going in the shade Fetish, and if you look closely, I don't know how well you can see from the camera, but it has a nice shift to it. It almost looks slightly metallic. There's something shimmery in there, but it's so fine that you can barely see it. Again, very coated, as you can see, a bit of kickback. I'm not taking it all the way up, I'm just coating my lid. I want the area near the lash line to be the most intense and the most pigmented, so that is where I'm depositing the heaviest amount of color, and then I'm moving the brush ever so slightly upwards. Taking Zoeva 227, I'm very lightly starting to blend the crease area with this shade. And this brush is good for that because it helps deposit quite a lot of color, but it also helps blend it out at the same time. Oh, you can actually see so well right now. Do you see the difference? Taking the darker color up really opens up the eye way more, whilst this looks really heavy. Before building up the red shade even more, I'm going back in with the initial crease brush to blend the edges even more with the orange transition color. And now I'm repeating the steps I just did. So I'm first going to lay the color again down on the eyelid, and then go in with the fluffier crease brush and diffuse those two areas between the transition color in the higher crease, upper crease, and the eyelid. Because I want to bring back that orange shade into the look, I'm dipping into Charm again, just a tiny bit, and going over the edges with the initial transition color. Okay, and now when I feel that the color has been sufficiently built up on this eye, I'm going to do the other eye off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished up the other eye as well, and I also cleaned up underneath my eyes and reapplied the Catrice Camouflage Cream Concealer. And now we are ready to move on to lashes. I am going to first curl them, and then I'm going to use the Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara by L'Oreal. Now we are moving on to falsies, and this, I have to say guys, is so exciting for me. So initially in my Storytime video, I was wearing House of Lashes Boudoir lashes. Instead of the Boudoir lashes, I'm going to use the Model 21 eyelashes, and these are this style 43 plus 45. They are double stacked. They are very thick, very wispy. Guys, I cannot believe I'm actually saying these, that these words are leaving my mouth. These lashes were sent to me for review purposes, just for me to try out. But yes, there is a disclaimer coming. I am 100% honest about these lashes. I told them as much as well. Being upfront about things that you dislike and that you like, it's really important, and you guys deserve as much. So even though these lashes were sent to me, I'm still going to give them the same kind of review that I would have given them if I bought them myself. So the lashes come in these cases that contain 10 pairs in them. They cost around $25, I believe. The prices vary slightly depending on which style you go for, but I believe it's around that price mark. So considering that you get 10 pairs, it's a really good deal. I've tested them out once and I did really like them. I think they look beautiful on the eyes, but I do have to say that at least with this style, you have to be careful when taking them out of the case because, as I said, they are double stacked. So if you are careless with taking them out of the case, you are going to kind of rip the two layers apart because they are literally stacked onto each other. Other than that, applying them and taking them off, it's really fine. So I will quickly apply them on my eyes off camera and then I will show you guys the result. Okay, the lashes are on. I think that they give a nice amount of volume and drama whilst still not overwhelming the eyes. So I've been really liking those lashes. The only piece of criticism I have is that I wish that the lash bands, the two lashes that are stacked on each other, were kind of stacked more securely. But other than that, I think they are very flattering and they are great to wear for looks where you want to show off the lid area because they are nice and wispy, so you can still see the main lid whilst having a very thick and dark black lash line. But moving on to foundation now, I'm using the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation in the shades Soft Ivory and Golden Beige. I'm mixing those two together and I'm going to put them on my face. It's time to conceal these beautiful under eyes, and I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Neutral. So I also finished up my brows off camera because it's not really all that interesting. The brow routine is the same as it has been for a very long time now. I first used the Catrice Slimmatic Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in the shade Dark. I then went over it with the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper in the shade Medium/Dark, or Brow Artist Plumber. If you didn't watch the previous video that I uploaded with Rosie, then you probably have no idea what I just said. And then lastly, I went over the front end of my brows with the Catrice Lash / Brow Designer Shaping and Conditioning Mascara Gel. Next up, we are going to set everything down underneath the eyes, and for that I am going in with the amazing powder by Too Faced. It is the Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. It just makes the under eyes so beautiful. I also like that it's so practical because usually loose powders are extremely messy to use and that can be quite off-putting, but this one has a little stopper, so you don't need to worry about getting the powder everywhere. First, of course, you want to smooth out the creases under the eyes, and then, oops, that's a bit too much. And I just press the powder into my skin quite firmly. I'm first going to use the Wet n Wild Color Icon Kohl eyeliner in the shade Simma Brown Now. And before I use that in my waterline, I'm going to fill in my little birthmark because I still like doing that. I just think it looks so cute. I like doing that. Anyway, I am going to use the eyeliner in my waterline, getting the pencil all in between those lashes, and we're going to blend it out later. So you can be quite messy with it, see? Not even really trying. I'm going to run the same colors underneath my eyes. So I'm first going to use the shade Fetish, and I'm going to run that closer to my lash line, and then I'm going in with the shade Charm, and I'm blending the red out with that a bit like we did on the top lid. I'm going to just take the fluffy side of the brush, go over the whole lower lash line area. And now for finishing touches, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Afterglow highlighter in the shade Sin, just on my brow bone and my inner corners. I'm going to take a bit of the shade Frosting from the palette as well, because I feel like the highlighter isn't intense enough. Then I'm going to use the same Wet n Wild brown eye pencil in my tight line. Lastly, I'm going to use the M.A.C False Lashes Extreme Black Mascara on my bottom lashes, and then the eyes will be done. I'm going to first highlight using the Afterglow highlighter by Urban Decay in the shade Sin, and also the Wet n Wild Megaglo highlighter in the shade Precious Petals. I'm going to mix those two together and apply them on the areas that I usually highlight. Going over the highlighted areas with the e.l.f. small tapered brush, making it not that obvious that I have highlighted my face like crazy. Now, of course, the bronzing bit. So I'm first using the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. Not contouring all that much, but just the tiniest bit. On the forehead as well, and on the sides of the nose. Like to give some kind of definition, but not overly, because I'm too lazy. And then on the chin as well, under the jawline, and a bit down the neck. And when the general bronzing is done, I'm of course going over the whole thing with the Givenchy Healthy Glow powder. Ooh. Nearly dropped that. Jesus. I'm going to generously layer the whole face. I'm not going to use blush because this look is all about the reddy and brownie and bronzy kind of shades, so this is where I am leaving it. I'm going to use the Sephora Cream Lip Stain, the shade number 23, and I cannot remember the shade name, but I will leave it in the description box down below. And last but not the least, I'm going in with the MAC Fix Plus to get rid of the powdery residue that might still be left on the face, and then going right on top with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray to make sure that this look is locked on my face for the whole day. So this was the look. I really hope that you guys liked it. It was super easy. Again, just two eyeshadows blended into each other and that's it. But I think it is a very, very effective. I don't know if that's the right word, but I think it's easy, but it does the trick. So thank you so much for requesting this look. I do love this eye look, and I think it is perfect for green eyes or hazel eyes. If you enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. And yeah, other than that, I shall see you guys in my next video. Bye! Once you have the orange shade, what just happened? How, where did that even come from? So if you enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to leave it a... So if you enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to leave it... Give it, yes.